Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. I am conditioning myself for today's run. So join me as I warm up by engaging my pelvic floor and sucking my belly button to my spine. I tense my glutes and then I drop my hips past my knees as far as my flexibility will allow. And then I straighten my legs before repeating the movement. I go 3 reps now. You'll notice that I'm tucking my tailbone. At the bottom, once I get my bottom down there, I suck my belly button in that little bit more. And then I tuck my tailbone underneath, bringing the cage of my hips up a little bit. This is all to strengthen the pelvic floor, to elongate the spine. Your entire posterior chain is being elongated here, and that's what you're gonna need. No matter what you're using your body for, the day ahead, you're gonna need to have your posterior chain as activated and limber and ready to rock. We should be getting to about our 10th rep here now, and at that point we're going to cross our hands, and then you're going to open out to whichever arm is on top. You're opening out to that side, and you're doing a total of 10 repetitions equaling 5 reps. Breathing in deeply, exhaling as you open out. And this feels magnificent in your hips, your lower back, and it's also really good for compressing your pelvic floor, your most important muscle of your body to have a mind, muscle, and connection with. Now, after that, we open up our legs a little bit past shoulder width, and we do a side lunge. Here we go now. Get it down there now. Bring in one. Once you bring the cage of your hips past parallel, you're welcome to lift your toe from the top. I must apologize for my videographer of this video today. Unfortunately, you're only seeing the very, very tippy top of my toes as I execute this exercise for you flawlessly, elegantly, dominantly, angelically. Tomorrow I'll move those chairs. Now, after that, you're going to drop the cage of your tuchus down till your hamstrings are parallel with the floor, sucking your core in and flexing to each side with your arms straight, bending at the lowest part of your spine. Get a nice stretch on in the upper neck also. And then we're coming out of there. Ooh, I like this next one. This next one's a good one. All right. Again, it's all about engaging your pelvic floor. So sucking your belly button into your spine and then massaging, stretching, and elongating your posterior chain. All right. That's what you need in life. You need to be able to thrust. You need to be able to snap. And you need to be able to move forward. The best ways to do this is by having a strong posterior chain. To have a strong posterior chain, you must have a strong anterior chain. This is what I am showing for you now. I am showing you how the only 2 things I am built for in this life physically is to fight and fornicate. And I can do both at an internationally impressive level many, many times a day without breaking much of a sweat. So, if you want to be able to fight or fornicate at a moment's notice with the best of them, this is the channel for you. I am, of course, an accredited in several, recognized with several awards in many fields. But today, this just keep your trap shut and just follow along here, okay? We're standing like an elegant ballerina, all right? Lifting one knee up. The knee could actually be a little bit higher, but bringing your knee as parallel to the ground as possible, and then bringing your foot backwards and forwards with the heel, all right? 10 on the front, 10 on the back, total of 20. Now we're moving along to the other leg. One side is easier always than the other, my family. Here we are, 20 on one leg means 20 on the other leg. See how one side is a little bit more aesthetically balanced than the other? Yes, yes. Big stuff. Now we come up on our tippy toes. We are raising from a flat foot. Our feet, again, the videographer has slept here and not done a good job of showing the bottom of my feet. However, the heels are now on the ground. The heels are not moving at all. All the weight is in the heels. You're just dropping that tuchus down. Your buttocks are very tight. The pelvic floor around your belly button, you'll see there is very tight, very tight. You're breathing out every time you pop up, driving forward, giving a little bit of bounce. Now, like an elegant ballerina, you are, of course, extending your knees as far forward as possible and then lifting your heels off the ground once you have reached the limitations of your physicality. And then you drive your heels back into the ground, driving up as if your head is being pulled by a string on top of your head. You reach for the heavens, you reach for the clouds, you reach for the gods. You are guided by destiny itself. You do that for a total of 10 repetitions. And then you move on, you do a run. Me personally, I went from the Mondrian where I live to Beverly Hills, and then I came back to the one hotel which is next door. And now this is what I do after I do my 3 to 5 mile run, depending on what day of the week it is. Alright, you put one hand up to your head like you're on the telephone, and the other one, you bring your knee to your elbow. Alright, you're again compressing in your midsection, which means you're elongating your lower back. You will of course be able to see how much, because of the size of my ass, you'll be able to see how much my lower back is being elongated. Right at the pop there, just as the knee hits the elbow, if you look at the lower back, just above the buttock, that's just looking at it makes me feel good, baby. I'm like Halle Berry in the film Monster. I just want to make myself feel good, alright? Now, moving along from there, the lower back, feeling very, very loved this morning. We do 30 shoulder rolls to the forward. What I want you to concentrate on here, it's very important, is keeping your belly button tight. Keeping the scapula of your shoulder down and back and keeping it going for 30 repetitions. That is right, my friends. And then we change directions and we move in the opposite direction. If you went clockwise, now you're going anti-clockwise, alright? You again are keeping your pelvic floor, your belly button very tight, your spine engaged, your buttocks tight, your toes, you're lifting them up to the heavens. You're keeping your scapula down and back. Oh, baby, we are feeling good. We are feeling so good. It was very hot this morning, okay? As you can tell, it was very, very hot. It's now at about 11 a.m. Here we go, nice big swing, okay? If you want to hold on to a wall instead, you can, but I decided to show off this morning and do them freestanding. So here we are, swinging the leg. You'll notice when the leg is coming back, you're keeping the pelvic floor, keeping that belly button as tight as possible, just letting the leg come back as much as that front hip will allow. I am starting to get the torque. There we go, 2, 3. Again, one side is always easier than the other. As you can see, one side here is a little more agile than the other. Of course, this is handy for, again, elongating the posterior chain and compressing your pelvic floor, alright? Oh yes, I wish I had taken a better shot of that for you. Somebody was riding in the sky with one of those airplanes, message, very nice. Okay, here we go, moving along. Now it's the same thing, side to side. Again, you are compressing and elongating. Compressing, elongating. So you're compressing at your pelvic floor there, okay? And then the whole time your hip, as your leg is coming across your body, is opening up your lower spine. It's your lower spine and the hip are being engaged. All sexy, beautiful things for what you're gonna need for the 2 most important things as an adult in this world is to be able to fight and to fornicate. As far as performance goes, that's what you need your body for. Get it up there. Keep the belly button tight. Keep your balance. Focus on something in front of you. And get your repetitions. There you go. At all costs, you must get your repetitions. I am clearly sweating now. Oh baby, oh baby. We're getting it on like Donkey Kong. Here we go now. Here we go, moving into the hip rolls. The leaves are falling all around. Time is on its way. 1, 2, here we go. We're doing 30 reps. 30 reps on each side. Now, you will notice my knees are locked. I am hinging at the hip. I am compressing my belly button. I am stretching the lower spine I am working my hips. My hamstrings are secondary muscles that are helping snap me back up. It is the lower spine, it is the glutes, it is everything that is required to perform. This is a magnificent exercise. That's why I do 30 repetitions in one direction and I follow it up with the other direction. If you are moving in clockwise direction, now change and move in an anti-clockwise direction. This is what makes us. This is what we are. This is what separates you from everyone else. This is your commitment to greatness. If you've made it this far in the video, I am proud of you, as you should be of yourself. Together, we have achieved maximum capacity. You now may go forth with your day, knowing that any bit of action, well, let's just call it action, any bit of action that comes into your life, you are able to now fully service it. Whether it be friend, very friendly friend, or foe, you got the stuff. Get after him.